The Piu city-states and what happened to the ancient peoples of Myanmar. Few ancient cities includes the remains of three brick-walled and moated cities of Halin, Baekthanu, and Sri Setra, located in vast irrigated landscapes in the dry zone of the Irrawaddy River Basin. For thousands of years, the interior of Myanmar was home to the Piu and their string of cities. As you can see, it's beautiful landscapes. A string of cities running in the southerly line through the heart of the country. Their location traces the course of the Piu people, PYU, as they migrated southward from the foothills of the Himalayan mountains. The cities of Baekthanu, Sri Setra, and Halin stretch out along the side of the river Irrawaddy, the principal river of the area. The fertile, irrigated farmland the river fed saw the rise of villages until the Piu arrived around 200 BC. These villages in turn supported the great chain of cities the Piu built there. The Piu brought their distinctive culture to the region, heavily influenced by Indian culture through a history of trade. They imported Buddhism, the first time this religion penetrated this region, and many other political, architectural, and cultural features can be traced to India. These were the earliest Buddhist city-states, which played a crucial role in the transmission of the architectural, ritual, and literary traditions of Pali-based Buddhism, but only the ruins of this great civilization remain today. So what happened to the Piu city-states of Myanmar? Evidence from the archaeology: 12 of the walled cities built by the Piu in the region have been excavated so far. Out of them, the largest are Baekthanu, Binaka, Mainguam, Sri Cresta, and Halin. The cities appear to have been inhabited for more than millennia, seeing continuous occupation from the 2nd century BC to the 11th century AD. These were transformational for the region, replacing the small agricultural settlements with large cities containing arts and treasures, monasteries and palaces, and these became by far the largest and longest living urbanized settlements of the region. The three large cities were initially known for before excavations began: Sri Cresta, Baekthanu, and Halin, and the remains of these large moated and brick-walled cities were the first to be investigated. These cities reflect the evidence and the existence of Piu kingdoms around 1,000 years ago, between 200 BC and around 900 AD. Baekthanu, Sri Cresta, and Halin can be seen as a single great city running in series along the river, a new urbanization of Southeast Asia. The excavations around the site revealed the cultural sophistication the Piu brought to the area. Buddhist stupas, standing walls, burial grounds, citadels, manufacturing sites, and water management arenas were all uncovered, showing how advanced the cities were. Such was the sophistication of the engineering that some of the excavated water management features are still in use today, serving the modern intensive agriculture which surrounds the cities. And the excavations are ongoing. Who knows what other treasures remain to be found in these ancient cities? Now, concerning the Piu, people who built these cities are believed to originate from the shores of Qinghai Lake, the largest lake in modern-day China. And it's not clear what prompted the migration, but the rich lands to the south must have tempted the Piu to expand in that direction. At the time, the main trade route between India and China passed through the north of that area, and the Piu may have been attracted by the riches of the two greatest civilizations to their east and west, India and China. Now, their cultural borrowings from India are testament of their frequent contact with these traders. In the 1st and 2nd century AD, ambassadors from the Roman Empire passed through the region seeking access to China. The Piu offered them an alternative route across the Irrawaddy River to the largest city, Sri Cresta. This placed the Piu center stage for all overland links from the west to China, allowing them to grow rich and prosperous. Buddhist monastic communities, skillful water management, Long-distance trade and mortuary practice are the major innovations by the PU introduced and developed in the region. They transformed Myanmar and made it their new home. But the downfall of the PU. This advantageous position allowed the PU to thrive for over 1,000 years. However, the regions they bordered were not so fortunate and experienced much turmoil while the PU were content to live in peace. The downfall of the PU, when it came, was sudden. Records describe swift horsemen from the Nanzhao region of the north who conducted small raids on PU territory and conquered the upper reaches of the Irrawaddy River Valley in 763 AD. But two massive raids in the first decade of the 9th century caught the PU off guard. The Nanzhou horsemen of China increased their aggressive incursions and finally overran the PU territories entirely by 832 AD. 3,000 PU prisoners were taken from the city of Halin alone, and although the PU survived this aggression, they would never again reach the heights of the preceding centuries. The weakened states were easy prey for the Burmans, the Chinese Tibetan people to the north. The defenders were unable to resist the Burmans moving into their territory, and eventually the PU were absorbed as the Burmans occupied the Irrawaddy River Valley. There they remain to this day. This relatively passive capitulation saw the end of more than 1,000 years of cultural distinctiveness, but it had unexpected benefits for the PU. Their surrender allowed much of the architecture of the city-states to escape destruction, and there's no sort of indication upon any violent overthrow of Sri Kresta or any other PU site. So the PU were allowed to survive in exchange for their independence. Much of their culture was diluted and lost, but the sophistication and beauty of the cities they built was allowed to endure. Many PU ruins still lie unexcavated, and even more may be discovered in the future. So who knows what other marvels these peaceful Buddhist traders built waiting to be found. This was originally on Ancient Mysteries. It's on Collective Spark. And please leave your comments. This is by Bipin Dimitri, Ancient Mysteries on Collective Spark. Thank you for your support. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.